Hello everybody, this is Kevin Owens. You are watching Just Alyx. You're going to watch him review some wrestling. He's going to tell you what he thinks about it. He's going to tell you what he likes. He's going to tell you what he doesn't like. He's going to tell you who he likes. He's going to tell you who he doesn't like. He's going to say a bunch of stuff. And it's about wrestling. So if you like wrestling and you like people talking about stuff that has something to do with wrestling, you're going to love this. Just Alyx is the YouTube channel for you. And if you don't like it, don't blame me. Just blame Alyx. I have nothing to do with it. I'm just doing this for him because he asked me to do an intro. You know? Anyway, you're watching Just Alyx. Now listen to him talk about wrestling. Goodbye.
Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and oh boy, AEW Dynamite, Fyter Fest night 2, 3 was Rampage night 2, and this is night 3. I'm not too sure anymore. I lost track, so I guess night 4 is happening this Friday. Whatever. Look, whatever you want to call it, Fyter Fest week 2. How about that? Oh man. So as I'm sitting here before you, I am conflicted about the show. Did I think it was bad? No. Did I think it was great? Am I coming out of the show feeling energized, just excited to talk about it? Not really. Honestly, I kind of agree with the general consensus. I thought the show overall was good, but that ending was not it. Everyone's saying the exact same thing. The ending was not it. People were not feeling that finish. I don't know who was in charge of booking that barbed wire everywhere match. Whoever was in charge of booking it, whether it's Tony Khan or maybe someone else, I thought it didn't do anything for anyone. Because I'm hearing people talk about Chris Jericho had to beat Eddie Kingston to be set up to fight Jon Moxley for All Out, to which I go, that's not how you do it. If they were setting up Chris Jericho to fight Jon Moxley, that was the worst way you could have done it, because I at no point in time feel like he should go after that title now. That was a horrible thing to do. And I understand that you're looking for opponents to fight Jon Moxley, to which I go, why the fuck wasn't it Eddie Kingston then? Why are we not going for Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley? There's enough story here and a lot of momentum more behind Eddie Kingston than Chris Jericho. So no, I don't believe that's what they're doing. I think that's stupid as fuck. You get me? Why would we go back to Jericho and Moxley for? I'm good. I didn't ask to see that match again. I wouldn't mind seeing an Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley match. Rerun that one. I'm excited about that. But Eddie Kingston versus... And that's another thing too. I have to think about this for a minute. So now that Eddie Kingston has lost, if the plan is to do Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley, because we don't have anyone for Jon Moxley to fight, then what is Eddie going to do? See, that doesn't sit right with me. I'm sorry. That does not sit right with me. I honestly think if the plan was for this match to end with Chris Jericho getting the victory, because again, like, it's weird. It's a weird way of telling it, but I do think ultimately Chris Jericho winning did make sense. Now let me explain, and I'll get more into detail about this when we get to the match. I do feel like the way they set it up with Eddie Kingston saying, Chris Jericho, you made me a liar. You made me a liar. Because you had me go into the match telling the world I was going to make you bleed and you didn't bleed. Well, I'm going to make you bleed here in the Barbed Wire Everywhere match. Well, Chris Jericho bled. So ultimately, Eddie accomplished his mission. He got what he wanted, but then he still lost the match. So to me, it's like, yeah, you did what you wanted, but did you really get what you need? Because the whole point of this feud was to earn Chris Jericho's respect. That was the story of the feud. And ultimately, if Chris Jericho had to go through all of this shit just to fuck over Eddie Kingston, and then Eddie Kingston doesn't get his comeuppance for that, and then Chris Jericho goes after Jon Moxley, I think that's just horrible booking. And the fans will feel slighted. The fans will boo that match. The fans will be pissed off at that match. You're going to set that match up to not be really accepted because Eddie Kingston got fucked over. No, I don't agree with people saying that Chris Jericho's will fight Jon Moxley. I think that's a terrible idea. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think you are. I don't care how smart you think you are. That's a horrible idea. You don't do that. You don't fuck over Eddie Kingston and then not follow up with that. The logical and the only way this should go is one more match at All Out with Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho. Now, what stipulation they do, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know where you go from a Barbed Wire Everywhere match. Where do you go from that? Let me open up the FMW Deathmatch box here. Piranha Deathmatch. No. Electrified Barbed Wire Steel Cage match. Electrified Steel Cage match. No. Exploding C4 match. No. I don't... What do you want me to do? I personally do not know where you go from here. But I will say this. You do not want to do Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley after this. That would be a terrible idea. You will set that match up to be completely shitted on. I think that is a horrible idea. I do believe, and this is something I have read, I do think CM Punk will be able to make it for All Out. I'm hearing that he's actually doing pretty well and he's recovering. Along with someone else that I heard about. But yeah, like, I would definitely like to see Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston final blow-off match. And I guess you gotta do something that's gonna top the Barbed Wire. I don't fucking know what you do, but yeah, like, that doesn't sound right. To have Eddie Kingston get fucked over and then you follow that up with a Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley feud that no one wants to see. You get me? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know who Jon Moxley fights. I mean, who's in the ranking, by the way? Like, I didn't even look up the ranking chart for this. Let me see. Because if I'm reading this correctly, the AEW ranking, I'm literally just looking at this. I think next in line, it says Hangman Page. It says Scorpio Sky, Jay Lethal. Yeah, Chris Jericho's not even in the top. He's not even in the top 5. So that way would not even put him in the closest at all to fight. So I'm going to assume Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley would be the match they do. Which would be fucking awesome, quite frankly. If they can't do CM Punk versus Jon Moxley. Because after Hangman Page, it's Scorpio Sky. And I'm assuming they're going to do Scorpio Sky versus Wardlow. Which is what they should do if Scorpio Sky is healthy. Yeah, like, it looks like Punk is coming back. Because the way the ranking is set up, it'd be kind of crazy if they did Scorpio Sky versus Jon Moxley. So let's... Nah. I'm sorry. Like, Chris Jericho is nowhere near that top 10, top 5 list. And if he just jumps straight to a title match with Jon Moxley, you're going to get booed out of the arena. Don't do that. So, yeah, I I do believe they're gonna do one more match. I sure to think what that blow off match is gonna be, but you tell me. It's gotta be something crazy, cause that ending wasn't it. Like they literally did a WWE type of match. And when I say WWE, I mean all the way WWE. From Ruby Soho sitting outside the ring, the moment you saw Ruby Soho, you already knew some shit was gonna go down. I'm like, okay, well, she's getting attacked. And look at me, hold, she got attacked by Ty and Anna Jay, who apparently is no longer in the Dark Order either, so the Dark Order just lost someone else. Oops. Alright then, okay. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. But before we get into Dynamite, we got some returns coming your way. One in particular is going to make you very happy. That being the return of Kenny Omega. So we'll talk about him, as well as updates on CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, and others who are out on injury. Everything's looking good. Everything actually is looking pretty good for those that are out. So I'm excited to see what is in store for us when it gets closer to All Out. I think All Out's going to be a hell of a show, if all the returns are exactly what they are said to be. So, thank you all for joining me. You could have chosen any other podcast to be with. You chose me. I appreciate that. I'm eternally grateful. If you're going to be here, the least you can get is a great commentary on wrestling, and that's what I'm going to give you. So while you're here, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell. Catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership today. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, hot topic, or review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks and hit that super thanks. If you're watching me after the fact, you can donate using super thanks to support the channel. And one other thing, you can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alex Central, give me a follow on Instagram, and give me a follow on Spotify, but also give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. Get your last paid live on the air. Email me at justalexisworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Get you an old school The Last Man t-shirt, get you an new school Alex's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, America, cause it's a remix t-shirt made by It's Jinox and Firestar Heart. All this down below in the description box. And are you someone who doesn't like reading? When you see this, you get traumatized. You drop it just like that. That book didn't do anything to you. It was just a book. But unfortunately, you got years upon years of reading, of opening these nice pages, and you go, I don't know where I am. Why am I here? Well, I got just the thing for you. Audible, ladies and gentlemen, is here to help those who are sick and tired of the boomers and their books. Get you an audio book. Let someone else read it for you. Matter of fact, I think Fred Factor is actually this is actually a really good book. This is a good book. It was given to me for my birthday, and I've been reading it. It's actually not that bad. But maybe you're someone who wants to have someone read it to you. Cool. Get you a free trial of Audible today. Maybe you don't want to read a book. Maybe you want a wrestling book, like John Moxley's new book. You can get that too. I can hook you up with this new sponsor. So how's about we get a quick word from the sponsor, and then we'll get to some shout-outs. Today's video is sponsored by Audible. Audible is the leading provider of audiobooks. They have over 180,000 audiobooks to choose from, including books written by wrestling legends like Chris Jericho, Mick Foley, Bryan Danielson, Drew McIntyre, and Jim Ross. Today, If you visit www.audibletrial.com, just Alyx, you can get one free audiobook of your choosing. Audible is the best place for audiobooks, and I cannot recommend it enough. In my time, I've listened to Chris Jericho's The Best in the World and Bryan Danielson's Yes books, both narrated by them personally. And here's the best part. Even if your membership wears out or you just aren't satisfied with the product, you can cancel your free trial at any time, and your audiobooks are yours to keep. So again, go to audibletrial.com, just Alyx, and begin your journey today. All right, and we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for joining me. A little bit under 100 people. Again, I am live with other YouTubers here, but I do appreciate those who chose me for their live streams. As you file in, be sure you show some love to the moderators. Ultrashine 97, Fights to Heart, Elias, Demian, Godzilla, Hawk, who help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm not going to waste too much of your time here. I am going to say, of course, that you like the video. Because the more you like the video, the more opportunities I will get to be recommended here on the YouTubes. But I am just going to go ahead and get these shout-outs out the way, because I do want to get to these stories. Otherwise, I'll be here forever. Not saying you don't want me here forever, but I do want to get this out the way, so your boy can get back to Love, Death, and Robots. Sounds good? Awesome. Thank you to the following people for joining me. We got Mark French. We got Great Reginald Scott. We got Wrestle Spider. Wrestle Spider. Spider. I just combined Batman and Spider-Man. Look at me. Damn. That boy got talent. Khalil does everything. Everything. Good to have you here, man. Who else we got? I think I already said Sam 3. If I didn't, you're well, if I already did, you're getting another one. Leo Melanio. We also got Joseph Winters in the building. Miles Frierson? Miles Frierson. Did I say it right? Are you ready for a battle cry? Yeah, man. Omega's coming back. Monaco 42. Rachel S. Arit. Adam Ritter. Mr. Robert Brown. Anthony White in the building. Fave76. Fave76. YouTube member Fave76 in the building. Good to have you here. When is Bray coming to save the Dark Order, man? He might need to hurry up. He might need to hurry up and save this stable, because it ain't working out for him at all. I feel like this stable's about to hit rock bottom. Jordan Galam. Let me see here. We got Christopher Carter. Juan Herrera. Pikachu Black. King Mike Tuds. YouTube member King Mike Tuds is in the building. Good to have you both here. So, how do I feel about Ricky versus Danhausen next week? Ooh, I'm excited about that. That should be fun. Jordan Williams, Chase 5677. And let's give the last one to... Who's it going to get to? Who's it going to go to? I think I'm going to give it to Agus Chaos. There you go. Agus Chaos in the building. Thank you guys for being here. All right. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I'm going to pause Super Chats, and we're just going to get right to it. We're going to get right to the wrestling news. I'm going to say what I need to say, and then I'm going to split. Sounds good? Awesome. All right. Like I already said, it was reported by Fightful Select that Kenny Omega is nearing an in-ring return. And this is what Fightful had to say. Fightful says, the cleaner could be headed back to action if what staff and talent in AEW have been told is true. Last week, Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer reported that Young Bucks vs. FTR 3 was being held off on, as the Young Bucks have a major angle that has yet to come to fruition in the works. When Fightful Select poked around about what that angle could be, we were told that at least the rumor being referred to by Meltzer involved Kenny Omega. Now, Fightful Select has learned that the tentative plans that certain staff was made aware of was that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks were slated to have a 6-man tag program for September's All Out pay-per-view. And their opponents, This is gonna make you smile. Their opponents is none other than the BCC. Now, if Moxley is going to be in the main event, if Moxley's going to be the champion facing off against whoever, then guess what that means? We got Claudio, we got Wheeler Yuta, I think it's Yuta, I'm joking. Wheeler Yuta, and of course that third one has got to be Bryan Danielson. So, while Moxley's in the main event, you'll get Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta taking on Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. God damn. God damn, man. That's good. That's good. Now, of course, plans can change. Who knows what might happen. But I'm excited about that match. I noticed that people are hoping that they fight the Undisputed Era, which I think was the original plan. I think originally they were going to fight Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. But they're all sidelined with injuries, sadly. I think that was going to be the ultimate goal. If Adam Cole and the other three guys didn't get hurt, we would definitely be seeing Cole and the Undisputed Elite taking on the Elite at All Out, which would have been a fantastic match. We'll still get the match, but I don't think we're going to get it until, like, probably Full Gear, which is what should happen. So in the meantime, all right, BCC versus the Elite. Let's go. I'm cool with that, too. If you can't do either of these matches, I'm cool with them doing, well, you can't do Kings of the Black Throne. You can't do the Black Throne versus Omega and the Bucks because they're involved with Sting right now. So, man, there's so much we can do. I'm excited. Regardless, Omega's coming back, man. I think it's long overdue. I think we were getting a bit worried that we wouldn't see Kenny Omega because he was, dealing with so many injuries that he's been working through for years. Matter of fact, on a stream, I think I posted this, the stream where he ripped apart Jim Cornette. On that very same stream, he said, y'all, if I get one more injury or I get one more setback, he says he's done. He is not coming back to wrestling. He said, if I get one more setback, he's done. One more injury, if I return and it doesn't work out and I hurt myself, I'm retiring from wrestling. Because the shit that he had to put his body through to rehab, he said it was hell. I mean, think about it. He had 4 surgeries. 4. And then he had to recover from all 4 of them all at once. Fuck that. Fuck that, man. Poor dude. But yeah, he's coming back. They say I don't know if he's training yet, but he's nearing an in-ring return. So I'm excited about that. And if we're doing BCC, that means Bryan is coming back too. Of course, we know Adam Cole will eventually be back. That's probably a little bit later, probably towards Full Gear, because he's dealing with all sorts of injuries, including a concussion. And then the final one is CM Punk. CM Punk, based off of what they're saying, if they're going to do Kingston versus Jericho, which I think is the plan, one more time, yeah, Punk's coming back at All Out, and we do Punk versus John Moxley. Holy shit. Imagine that match. That's going to be a freaking barn burner. Can't wait for that. But we'll see, man. We'll definitely see how things work out. How y'all feeling about Kenny Omega coming back? Because I'm excited. I've been waiting for it for a while. Yes, someone just asked me, are all 3 injured? Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole are all injured, sadly. That sucks. But I think these are going to work out just fine. I'm excited to see what Kenny can do inside the ring. I know he's kind of scared, but I think with him now 100% healthy, like he's gotten his surgery and his body, it might be a new body, but he's no longer dealing with certain things anymore. So Let's see how it works out for him. All right, I think that's the only piece of news. You got some return dates, updated return dates. As for who we'll see first, probably Omega. I think we'll see Omega very soon. If not Omega, probably Danielson. Bryan Danielson's just chilling. He's just waiting for Tony to give him the... And they'll probably be with Omega. I personally would have Bryan return now. Like, get him in, so then Omega's return can be special. And then have Punk return somewhere close to All Out. Do the program, or the feud with Moxley, get the belt, reunite the belts. And then, actually, I just thought about something. Else. We'll talk about that in just a second. If we can't get Punk, I know one other person who can fight Jon Moxley. I just thought about it. You ready? Be ready for it. This is gonna be great. So let's go ahead and get to Dynamite. This was week 2 of Fyter Fest, which featured the barbed wire everywhere death match between the Painmaker, Chris Jericho, and Eddie Kingston. The crowd was sadly not sold out. I think they were 1,000 seats behind. They did sell a good chunk of the arena. I think they sold 5,000 out of 6,000. So, okay, that's not bad. But they still had a couple of seats open. No, they had 1,000 seats open. Wasn't a complete sellout. Where were they? Was it Atlanta? Oh man, that doesn't sound good. They couldn't sell out Atlanta. Let me actually look. I don't think it was Atlanta, Georgia. Could be wrong. No, it wasn't. It was the Gas South Arena in Duluth. Yeah, it was nowhere. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was getting kind of worried. I'm like, how do you not sell out Atlanta? It was in Georgia though. Okay. Good crowd. Even though it wasn't a sellout, the crowd was loud. They were there. So give them credit for bringing the energy to the show. The first match. Woo-wee! Brody King versus Darby Allin. We gotta talk about Brody King. I know y'all sleeping on him, because the star of the Black Throne, Kings of the Black Throne, is Malachi Black. We all know this. But Brody King, my dudes, he's that guy. He's that motherfucker. He is a monster. Darby Allin made him look like a fucking... It's crazy how menacing, how dominant, what a beast he came across, destroying Darby Allin. This was a squash. Essentially, it was a squash match, but it had good storytelling to it. Darby Allin was getting his ass basically beat so badly that he had to resort to some dirty tactics to get something over him. He had to take off his belt, wrap Brody King's feet together to trip him, to then get some offense going. And even then, it still wasn't enough. I like how the match ends with Brody King doing the sleeper spot from the Rampage Rumble, Royal Rampage. I think it's called Royal Rampage. And he drops Darby Allin outside the ring and beats him that way. And then this match did the same thing. Hung him outside with a sleeper, then dropped him. And then Darby climbs back in after the 9th count. And then freaking Brody King drops him with a Gonzo bomb that looked like it nearly killed him. He fucking murdered Darby Allin in this match. This was a massacre. But post-match, post-match, ladies and gentlemen, you see Sting. Sting come out to save Darby Allin, and then the lights go out. Malachi Black appears when the lights come back on. Then there's a stare-off between Malachi Black and Sting. I'm excited about that. Malachi Black then sprays black mist in the face of Sting, and of course, Brody King attacks him from behind. Now, here comes the interesting part. We see Miro. Miro comes out with a patch over his right eye. And his glasses covering his face. And the announcers didn't catch it, but I did. I saw Malachi Black and Brody King talking to each other and smiling as if we got another one. So essentially they teased Miro joining the House of Black. Which I go, damn. Imagine that. Miro in the House of Black. Wow. That would be crazy. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is leading to Miro, Sting, and Darby versus the House of Black at All Out, which would be fucking phenomenal. Can't wait for that. Best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trip Beretta, took on the Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta. I was very surprised at how good this match was. Best friends played the heels against Wheeler Yuta, and it was very well done. I thought they, of course, talking about their history together, because Wheeler Yuta was a part of the best friends. He was a nobody in that feud, in that stable, per se. Then he became a part of the Blackpool Combat Club, and this motherfucker, night and day, now he's a fucking badass, and I like him. Great wrestling match, though. Of course, you can't have the Blackpool Combat Club, the champs, lose to the best friends. So you already knew what was going to happen there. But I did like hearing Orange Cassidy on commentary do his all, whatever. I don't care. No, I don't care. No, I don't care. Also nice to see the Awful Waffle used a lot more. Post-match, we see Daniel Garcia watching backstage. We get a hype video for Claudio Castagnoli versus Jonathan Gresham for Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor this weekend. I am considering reviewing the show. I might be here depending on what's happening. I think I'll be around to watch and review the show. I think we'll be good. We should be good. I'm hoping that we're good. But yeah, like, for sure, the Death Before Dishonor, that should be a great show. I'm looking at the card as it is. It's pretty solid. We'll talk more about that as we get along. But yeah, Daniel Garcia was watching because he's fighting Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Championship on that show. Chompy, the mascot for Shark Week, joins them on commentary. And then we get a Swerve in Our Glory segment. Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee, and of course, Swerve Strickland gets a great reaction from the crowd. Tony Schiavone's interviewing them. And then, when they're about to celebrate, they thank the crowd. We get bask in his glory. As well as whose house? Swerve's house. It's a big celebration with the two. But then they're interrupted by Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. And Smart Mark Sterling's all like, you're going to sign the contract, or I'm going to get you kicked out because, Swerve, you want to turn on Keith Lee? We know you do. Holy shit, you don't even like this guy. And you're like, okay, this is stupid. Get them the fuck out of here. And then these guys then decide to step up to Kevin Gates, who was a special guest brought in. Multi-platinum rapper Kevin Gates. And he goes up to Kevin Gates. He's like, what you gonna do when I come for you, bitch? Your rap songs suck, bitch. Bitch. Bow! Knocked his ass out. Like that. Knocked his ass out. Mark Sterling goes down. Down Mark Sterling! Down Mark Sterling! Down Mark Sterling! Actually, it was Tony Nese, right? Bow! Not that Tony Nese. Bow down. Down Tony Nese! Down Tony Nese! And then Mark Sterling turned around to get his face pied or plastered with cake. That's how you know I'm tired. I forgot which one got punched. Hilarious. But yeah, like, this is a celebration for the tag team champs. Beaver Boys and the Butcher and the Blade do a segment backstage where the Beaver Boys are like, hey, here's a t-shirt, Butch. And then they're like, we don't get it. Well, you suck. Boom, and then they get attacked. Butcher and Blade attack Beaver Boys. They'll be fighting them on Rampage. Heyman Page did come in and make the save, by the way. Christian Cage and Luchasaurus squash, and I mean squash, the Varsity Blondes. The Varsity Blondes, my bad. The Varsity Blondes get squashed. Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison didn't stand a chance against Luchasaurus. Dark Luchasaurus. And then afterwards, Christian ended up just tagging in and pinning him 1, 2, 3. But then, what got one of the biggest pops of the night was Darby Allin coming. Psych. Darby Allin did not come back. Instead, Jungle Boy came back. Jungle Boy coming back to a big reaction, massive pop. Crowd loved it. Sung his theme song. He gets a steel chair, starts walking, gets up to Luchasaurus. You're thinking he's gonna have to fight his friend, and then Luchasaurus said, "Nah, never mind." And then Jungle Boy is like, "Yeah, let me at him." Christian said, "What the fuck, Luchasaurus?" So Christian then rolls out, and then he runs up the ramp while Jungle Boy chased him. It was hilarious. That boy Christian ran like a cowardly chicken shit heeled dog, whatever the fuck. And it was great. It was awesome. I loved it. This was awesome. Well done. As you know, this is building to a match at All Out, which I can't wait for. At this point in time, we get a Gun Club interview backstage. And apparently, Colton, is it Colton Gun or the other gun? Wherever the short gun was. He will be doing a rap battle against Max Caster and Rampage. Jesus Christ. That's going to go well. Absolute Ricky Starks beats Cole Carter, who, is a young upstart. Not good on the microphone, but has a good look and can wrestle. I think if you give him a manager, he should be fine. But Absolute Ricky Starks was a straight babyface in this match. Although he was the heel, but he was a babyface in this match. They loved him. Until afterwards. Now, after he beats Cole Carter, he says, "Hey, I'm feeling it a little bit. Let me get another challenger. Then Danhausen shows up, and the crowd lost their minds. They lost their minds for Danhausen. Massive pop. And then Danhausen is going to... Danhausen is going to... Danhausen will fight for the FTW Championship. Because I'm Danhausen. Yeah, Danhausen. Danhausen's going to fight for him next week. It's going to be fun. Now, the reason why it's next week and not now, because Ricky Starks like, I'm sick. COVID. I'm not ready. I'll fight you next week, essentially. So you can fight him next week. Do I think Danhausen will win? Yeah. I think Danhausen's winning the belt, and he should. That's awesome. I think next is the Cash Wheeler Dax Harwood FTR promo, right? Yeah, it is. So I couldn't tell which one got the bigger pop, FTR or Danhausen. I'm assuming it was Danhausen, but FTR probably beat him too. But yeah, FTR comes out. The Triple Champs come out to cut a promo. Cash Wheeler says 2022 has been a pretty decent year, and no match has been bigger for them than what was going on between them and the Briscoes at Supercard of Honor. But Death Before Dishonor is going to be even bigger. Dax Harwood tells a story about his daughter having a hole in her heart that healed up. Man, that was a heart-wrenching story. He told the story of a little girl who had a hole in her heart, and she fought every day. And the next time she went to the doctor, they told us that the hole closed up, and then it was revealed that was his daughter. And if that little 8-year-old girl will fight that hard, her daddy's got no choice but to fight hard to keep the title too. So I think this match between the Briscoes and the FTR, quite frankly, this should main event the show. I know Claudio versus Grisham is gonna probably do it. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should main event with FTR versus Briscoes, because that's gonna be the better match. Yeah, you could have Claudio and Grisham win the title, do the match and have Claudio win the title, but nah, man, let's call it like it is. Let's be real. Yeah, I'm being honest with you, I don't know why would you have anything follow FTR and the Briscoes? Why? That's the main event. That should be the main event this Saturday. I hope it is. Because anything that follows it is not going to do very well. Even if it's Claudio versus Grisham. I'm just saying. That's just my thoughts. We got some women. We got some pretty, pretty women. So backstage, it was revealed that what was originally a 6-women's tag is now just a regular tag. Because Leila Gray, I think, got sick or was unable to make it tonight, and they changed it to a regular tag match by taking out Kris Statlander. Now, Athena and Kris Statlander are talking backstage, and Athena tells Kris Statlander, so I think the AEW women's title will look great around your waist, and the TBS title will look great around my waist. And she didn't fire for it. So I'm thinking, so are we gonna have Kris Statlander challenge for Thunder Rosa's title? The fuck? You know, I mean, sure, but I would think it would have made a lot more sense for Kris and Athena to challenge Jade Cargill, but what do I know? What do I know? But yeah, Kris Statlander's backstage, and we do the tag match. Athena and Willow Nightingale took on Jade Cargill and Kiera Hogan. And the match was good. I thought the match was very well done. The 3 minutes we got between Jade Cargill and Athena was fantastic. I think the match is going to be a killer match. What wasn't fantastic was the botched powerbomb on the apron. Don't know whose fault that is, but it didn't look good at all. But ultimately, you know, Willow took a massive... It's not the Widow's. I gotta stop calling it Widow's Peak. She took a massive jaded. That's what it's called. Jaded from Cargill, and basically got her ass pinned 1, 2, 3. So immediately we go backstage to Thunder Rosa, and our favorite Toni Storm, Mystic Nails, talking about, hey, I can't wait to fight Miyu Yamashita next week, the girl that pinned her in Japan. Telling her she's the best in Japan, but you know, Thunder Rosa's gonna retain. But then Team DMD, Britt Baker, our girl Britt Baker, and of course, Jamie Hayter, because they some haters. Where them haters at? Another mistakeness. Now, who's the real mistakeness? You tell me. But Team DMD rolled up, wishing them the best of luck and mocking them and saying that, hey, we're gonna have a tag match on Friday. Suck it. And that was about it. Then they walk away. And then we get to the main event. Oh, joy. So, the Jericho Appreciation Society come out. There's a shark cage to, hang them above the ring, and they go out and get inside the shark cage, and it's raised by Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho has the key, and she's holding the operator to the cage. And the guys have to watch Chris Jericho get his ass beat by Eddie Kingston and get bloodied and bloodied and bloodied. And it's not just any Chris Jericho. It's the Painmaker Chris Jericho, who is undefeated, by the way. Cool. So Chris Jericho's getting his ass kicked. He's eating a lot of shit. He's getting cut up. And you're thinking, all right, well, this is going to go one way, right? Eddie Kingston already made him bleed, so he just has to pin him now. Because if this is going to be the end of the match, or the end of the feud, that he has to win it, right? No, because that's not how they want to do things now. The moment you saw Ruby Soho with that controller, with the liver, you already knew some shit was going down. Didn't take long for it to happen either. They go to a commercial break. We come back. There's Ty Conti. Ty Conti runs out, attacks Ruby Soho. Then Anna Jay runs out. You're thinking she's going to help Ruby Soho. Then Anna Jay attacks Ruby Soho. Both of them beat the fuck out of Ruby Soho. They steal the key and then the lever, the controller to the cage. They lower the cage. And then Ty Conti can't open the cage. So the boys slip through the opening in the cage. I'm not making this up. They get inside the ring. They ambush Eddie Kingston. They go bam, 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 bam. Rock, 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 rock. And then the BCC run out. No Bryan Danielson, but the BCC run out. They run off the Jericho Appreciation Society. And you're thinking, all right, well, it's back to Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston, right? So I guess this is how the match ends. Ultimately, when it comes to the barbed wire stuff, I am a hardcore wrestling fan. I enjoy some violence here and there. I thought this was a pretty solidly tamed, hardcore violent match until the finish. But ultimately, it was a solid match. Like seeing them go through barbed wire tables. I enjoy seeing literally barbed wire everywhere, including on the announcer's microphone, which Eddie used to bust open Chris Jericho. There was barbed wire on the outside, and it was all kinds of good stuff. So, the actual wrestling was fine. So Chris Jericho hits the code breaker, and Eddie Kingston's going to hit him with a chair. Eddie Kingston gets hit with the code breaker, and then the chair accidentally drops on Chris Jericho's face after the code breaker. Freaking hilarious. Chris Jericho didn't get hurt, but it was funny. I think after that, Kingston hit the Hurricane, and Chris Jericho kicks out 1, 2, and kicks out at 2. Then Chris Jericho is subjected to, oh my god, he is subjected to the stretch plum after being wrapped in barbed wire. It was gruesome. It was crazy. You're thinking, okay, Chris Jericho has to tap out, right? No, here comes Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara runs in and super kicks Eddie Kingston. You're like, oh my god. And then Eddie Kingston, unfortunately, gets hit with a juice effect, a barbed wire assisted juice effect, and Chris Jericho pins him 1, 2, 3. Chris Jericho wins. Chris Jericho wins yet again with help. So it didn't really get him over. Chris Jericho didn't really look strong. He cheated to beat Eddie Kingston. And then Eddie Kingston gets up afterwards and throws Chris Jericho in a bed, a barbed wire, or a barbed wire pit. Don't know what to call it exactly. And the show was so in a hurry to rush off the air that they said, okay, he's in a barbed wire pit. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. You know, like, we didn't even get a chance to, like, sit and just enjoy that. So, yeah, I thought that finish was garbage because, yeah, Chris Jericho won, but then he lost because he still got thrown in a bed of barbed wire. So who did that get over? Nobody. No one got over with that. It was pretty bad. If Chris Jericho was going to win, you should have thrown Eddie Kingston in the barbed wire, but then that would have probably been bad. I don't know. I feel like ultimately this was a waste of time. Okay. I won't say it's a waste of time unless it leads to a match at All Out. If it leads to one more match between the two, then we're good. We're good. We're Gucci. But if it's just something to get the feud over with, but you don't want Eddie to lose, you know, you want him to get some comeuppance, and you're going to move on to Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley, I think that's stupid. I think that's not going to go over for anybody. Because Eddie deserved that win. He did. That's just me. I did not like that finish. I did not like what they're doing. I thought that was a waste of time. But if it leads to a match, I'll be okay with it. And again, if Chris Jericho's not going to fight Jon Moxley, then who fights Jon Moxley? I know I said CM Punk, but let me throw one more name at you. One more name. MJF. Let's say MJF comes back and then he fights Jon Moxley. That's what I think should happen. That would be perfect. And then MJF beats Jon Moxley, then we do MJF versus CM Punk. Something to think about. What y'all think? I think that'd be pretty dope. Pretty dope. Yeah, guys, there you go. That's my review. I didn't hate the show. I just feel like ultimately it could have been better. Ultimately, we could have done a better finish. Just in the crowd home happy. Or to advance stuff. I didn't like it. I thought it was a mess overall, but that's just me. Alright, well, let's get these super chats in, and then we'll get to the live chat. Again, I'm grateful for you guys. 'Cause you are my love. Do you ever dream of friends?
That will be a fire 6-man tag. I think the injuries might be the reason why the arena's having been sold out.
Yeah, the lack of star power was keeping people from buying tickets, but we're about to get them all back. You get Adam Cole, Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, so many others back. You'll definitely start selling out more.
Danhausen is over than 95% of WWE's roster. #facts.
Facts. If you guys know where that comes from, we can be friends. All right, so you have the floor live chat. Where's your heads at? What we talking about? Let me see here. John Beal II says, overall, Dynamite was a good show. My biggest problem was the ending to the barbed wire death match. The match was still fantastic, and Luchasaurus went back to being a babyface. Didn't hurt the show. No, okay, I'm glad you still enjoyed it. That ending was just, ugh. Fab76 says it was a great show. He thought it was a great show. It was good, man. It was good. Anthony White, I think people are missing the point. Eddie Kingston just wanted to hurt Jericho and make him bleed. That was the whole point of it. Not to win or lose. He finally accomplished what he did. Oh, that fucking sucks, though. I guess. Cleo does everything is telling me that Rampage last week was still night 1. Oh, okay. That. I'm tired. I don't know why I'm so tired right now. Cleo does everything. There are a lot of problems in that match. Some botches, tons of things going on, and more with the main event. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it wasn't hitting, y'all. What stipulations can you guys do after the barbed wire match? Yeah, what you guys got? What stipulations do you got? Sam 3 says they screwed up after the barbed wire match. Now is you have nowhere else to go. We'll have to see. Ultra Sean 97 says let's do a Piranha death match. I guess that's the only way to go. You know? I don't know any place else to go. Jordan Williams is excited to see Kenny Omega come back. He says we're gonna start getting 6-star matches again. Sam 3 says, thank Kenny Omega for bringing in Konosuke Takashiki. Oh, thank you, Kenny Omega, for bringing in that talent. Christopher Daniels made the deal with DDT and Takashiki. Oh, so it was Christopher Daniels, not Kenny Omega. Nice. Okay. Robert Brown says he does not want Miro to join the House of Black. I don't think he is. I think that's just a tease to set up the 6-man, Darby, Sting, and Miro versus the House of Black. Huge pop for Jungle Boy. That was really nice. Not as big as Dan Housing, though. Dan Housing got a massive fucking pop. As well as FTR. So. Alright, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm tired. I'm tired, y'all. I'm going to get in this bed. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are great. As you file out, leave a comment, leave a like. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. My interview with Alicia will drop this Friday. If you want to see it early, you can, of course, become a YouTube member to get access to that. But it will drop this Friday. Immediately after that, I will put out a poll or put out posts for interview questions for Victoria, Lisa Marie. So look for that. I'm still trying to get the next interview set up. I want it to be Thunder Rosa. If it's not Thunder Rosa, it will be someone else. You will have another interview following her. So look for that. And of course, we got SummerSlam coming up next week. Next Saturday will be SummerSlam. Look for that. You got Death Before Dishonor is Saturday. I will be here to watch and review that. Friday, I'm debating if I want to do a Friday night SmackDown review. We'll find out. If I do, you'll be the first one to know. Yeah, I think that's it. I covered everything. So lots of live streams. Lots of live streams coming up. You don't want to miss them. Especially Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. Because that's all live streams. Raw, AEW, then SummerSlam preview, and then SummerSlam review. So be ready for that one. Other than that, yeah, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you guys for making me a part of your day. And as always, do know that you are always welcome here in Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'll catch you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.